The president admitted he's made some mistakes in his first year in office, but said he won't quit.
He's got an uphill fight here.
By the end of the first year, the promise of January 20th, 2009 feels like it's slipping away every day. He was clearly aggravated, frustrated, testy sometimes with his aides, not happy that he couldn't get through things he thought ought to get through, not happy that his message didn't seem to get through.
And he is dispirited. And he says to his senior staff, "I've lost my narrative. I have no narrative." Which for a guy like Barack Obama is like saying, "I've lost my way. I've lost my identity. I'm not having a conversation with the American people anymore."
The president decided to reclaim the narrative. He hit the road, got out of Washington, fired up the base to pressure the Democratic lawmakers in the House to pass the Senate bill.
Do not quit. Do not give up. We keep on going. We are going to get this done. We are going to make history. We are going to fix health care in America with your help. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
This is the end of prosperity in America forever if this bill passes.
It is clearly a constitutional crisis.
After an entire year spent on health care reform, their last hope was now with the House Democrats.
5 years from now, and all that stuff gets implemented, I am leaving the country. I'll go to Costa Rica.
Down to the wire on health care reform. The House votes just hours from now.
After months of rancor in the streets,
the president's assistant called and said the president wants everybody to come back to the White House and watch it together. And that means everybody from the most junior staff person who worked on it to the vice president. And so everyone was together and watched the vote.
Members will record their votes by electronic device.
Sitting in the Roosevelt Room, the president, the vice president, we sat. There was a small bit of anxiety as we watched the votes tick up.
It is a 15-minute vote.
We've had victory snatched from us before.
In this vote, the ayes are 219, the nays are 212. The motion is adopted.
The 216th vote comes over, a big cheer erupts.
219 to 212. No votes are Republicans.
All Democrats, no Republicans.
This is a huge victory for this president.
For decades, they've been trying to do it. It has now been done.
He invited everybody up to the Truman balcony to celebrate. And this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. As the crowd started to weed out, and the president was so happy that night. I mean, he was just totally joyful and in a great mood. I asked him, I said, how does this night compare to election night? And he looked at me and said, Valerie, there's just no comparison. Election night was just about getting us to a night like this.
Good evening, everybody. This legislation will not fix everything that ails our healthcare system, but it moves us decisively in the right direction. This is what change looks like.
It was an historic piece of legislation, but neither the president nor his staff could foresee what the consequences would be.
It was obviously a big moment of success for President Obama getting it passed, but it sowed the seeds for years of division and really leaves open the question as to whether or when the country might finally come to accept what he's done.
Obama had failed to convince a single Republican in the House or Senate to vote for the bill.
It's a huge piece of legislation, and it is extremely unusual. When any of the other major programs were passed, signed into law, they were ultimately done with both Democrat and Republican votes. And it's very telling that not a single Republican in the House or the Senate ultimately voted for the health care bill.
Every single Republican senator votes consistently against government-run health care should be a clear indication.
The vote would fuel the continuing rise of the Tea Party.
This is the most brazen assault on a fundamental aspect of our republic ever.
It all came down to one word: Obamacare.
Title, lies, damn lies. That's what Obamacare was all about.
What happened after it was passed, and because of the way it was passed, it became the symbol of the divide and the reality of it in many ways. And I don't think Obama was expecting that.
Welcome back to your nation's capital. You know, the Pelosi-led Congress is about to get a crash course in the consent of the governed.
The Affordable Care Act became sort of a turning point for the Tea Party movement, where they were just upset now with both parties, and they wanted to come to Washington and change everything that was happening in Washington, D.C.
Do you love your freedom?
Sarah Palin was back, now as a prominent voice of the Tea Party.
We'll keep clinging to our Constitution and our guns and religion, and you can keep the change.
You now had social media just entering. You actually had a way for people to organize, a way for them to talk to each other. Now that you had talk radio fully developed, you had a mouthpiece. And the combination of those two and the frustration from the grassroots all came together to create this incredible movement.